Hey there everyone, this is Finnabair creative team member John Creighton Petersen, and today I'm here to show you how easy it is to do photo transfers on the metal using soft matte gel. Creating your own photo transfers is super simple and easy, and you can see how cool this sepia toned image transferred onto metal. And what I started with was a photocopy of an old photograph. And one thing to remember is if you're going to be doing words, make sure you photocopy in the reverse so that your words are backwards when they're printed. That way when you transfer it, they're going to be facing the right way, so you don't have your words going backwards. Photocopies work the best for this transfer process. So what I like to do is take old found photographs and then I just take them to a copy center, and I have color copies made of all my pictures and all my found ephemera that I have. So this is super simple, easy. So I have my soft matte gel, and what I'm going to do is I am going to put a thin, even coat onto a piece of metal. And this metal is actually from Imagine. It's called sheet metal. It's a thin aluminum metal, and I love using it just because it has the nice rounded corners on it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more of the soft matte gel, and I'm just going to put this onto my image as well. Again, a nice even coat on there. Pick this up so you can kind of see on there. Then what I like to do is take my metal and I put the soft matte gel side down onto the image. That way I can see where I need to line things up a little bit. Just like that. And I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to use one of the silicone brushes and use this as a brayer. And I'm just basically going to brayer out any of the excess gel that could be in here. You can also use the gloss gel if you want. I just have a preference for the matte gel myself. When you also brayer this out, this is going to make sure that you're getting a good image transfer, and also so that you don't have any air bubbles. So now, pick this up. This is my photo transfer in process. Now the waiting game begins, and we're just going to let this sit and dry. Now that the soft matte gel has completely dried on my paper to the metal, I'm going to just dunk this into some water, and then I'm going to wait for it to start turning translucent, which I'll pick this up right now so you can see how it's going translucent here, which means that the paper is getting wet. Here it still needs to soak a little bit longer, so again, patience is a virtue. I'm going to go ahead and just let this sit for a moment and soak up. After I let this soak for a few minutes, now I'm going to start removing the excess paper. Usually I do this in my sink, but for lack of being able to put the camera over the sink, I'm just going to show you how easy this is. I'm just using the flat part of my thumb right here, and all I'm doing is I'm just gently rubbing the paper away. So I'm taking the pulpy part of the paper off of my image transfer. So there you can see the beginning of the image. So now I'm just going to continue gently rubbing away. If you have a very heavy hand in doing things, or if you have long fingernails, you might find it easier to use the soft side of a sponge to do this same process. So I'll dunk this again, and there you can see the image coming through.
I think it's time that we all go dive in the pool. Y'all wanna go dive in the pool? I know y'all wanna go dive in the pool. Come on! Come on! Let's go! Let's get soaking wet!
There is a pretty cool image transfer. This is of the Paris Opera House. Looks pretty darn cool. So what you can do is you can just let this air dry, and if it gets a little bit pulpy afterwards, that's okay. If it shows up a little bit of the paper that you didn't get all the fibers off, you can just get it wet and lightly rub it again. Be careful not to rub too much, because if you see right up here in this little point, I rubbed it just a little bit too much. But that's okay, because that's part of the beauty of doing these image transfers, is because you don't want them to look exactly perfect. You want them to have that kind of antique look. And if you notice over here on the side right here, I had a little air bubble that was in here, and so the paper wasn't all the way down so that the toner from the laser copy couldn't transfer all the way. But again, that's part of the beauty of this process, is giving it that antique look. So here's the photo transfer, all completely dried, and now that it's dried, what I can do is I can put a couple coats of my soft matte gel over the top as a protectant layer to finish it off. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today, and look forward to seeing you on the Creative Team Facebook page and on the Finnabair blog. Thanks for watching.